Okay, so even though there is tremendous diversity evidence within lesbian and gay communities, less research has focused on differences among lesbian and gay families with children. So, the following are important factors that contribute to heterogeneity in these families and that have been found to be related to children's adjustment. So I will go through each of the points listed in the slide and provide a brief description. So, one important type of diversity among these families involves the circumstance of children's birth or adoption, right? So, lesbian and gay individuals become parents in different ways, and they may have children from a prior heterosexual relationship or maybe in the context of non-heterosexual relationships. And in this case, they may become parents through donor insemination or surrogacy, foster parenting, or adoption. Another area of diversity concerns to family type. So, for example, single versus two-parent families. And preliminary evidence suggests that the more positive and stable the child's relationship is with their custodial parent, and this is really regardless of the parent's sexual orientation. So, the more positive, stable the child's relationship is with their custodial parent, the better functioning the child will have during and after the divorce transition. However, there's very little research on this. In terms of psychological status and well-being of the parent, findings indicate that children and youth with gay and lesbian parents who show few psychological symptoms and grow up in a family characterized by warmth and caring relationships are more likely to show better adjustment. Another big area of diversity relates to the degree to which a parent's identity is accepted by other significant people in children's life. So, for example, some research has focused on children's acceptance of members of the extended family, especially in grandparents. And studies have indicated that grandparents tend to acknowledge the children of their lesbian daughters as grandchildren. Um, and even though the contrary is thought, intergenerational relationships in families of lesbian mothers are often satisfactory and characterized by a positive climate. Note here that I'm talking about lesbian mothers because not many studies have focused on gay fathers on this topic, really. Age is another important factor of diversity. So, age of children, what they learn about parental sexual orientation has also been an area of study. And studies suggest that learning in childhood or in late adolescence might be better than early to middle adolescence, may be a tough time to cope with such information. However, it's important to note that this is similar with research on other family transitions during this developmental time period. So it's not specific to just learning or finding out about parental sexual orientation. And then finally, some research has focused on the potential role of peer and social support in helping children to cope with situations related to having a gay or lesbian parent. And overall, this study suggests that children benefit from support groups and in general just having support. Okay, so what is the take home of all is? And it's really that currently no credible empirical evidence, there's no credible empirical evidence to support the negative effects of gay or lesbian parents on children. And indeed, the evidence suggests that home environments provided by lesbian and gay parents are as likely as those by heterosexual parents. to provide support. And even though increasing, this research today is very limited in its approach, and future studies should consider the following limitations. So let's see the few limitations that have been identified on this literature. For example, you have probably noticed already that the majority of the studies we talk about focus on lesbian mothers, whereas research on gay parents is very limited and needed. Also, most of the studies have been conducted with young children and their parents, and very little studies have focused on later developmental periods, such as adolescence. Additionally, the majority of studies have included Caucasian, upper middle class, well-educated samples, which does not really represent the diversity within the lesbian and gay community in the United States. So future studies really need to integrate individuals from diverse backgrounds, such as like different ethnic and racial groups, cultures, different ages, and examine how cultural variations influence lesbian and gay families. And then finally, it is really important to examine variations within different family structures, as well as the quality of family interactions and parent-child relationships that exist within different types of families. So we know that LGBT families are not all alike, the same as heterosexual families, but we do know that a balance of warmth and stability appears to be key for all family types. So it's important to think about how as professionals, how we can work to support LGBT families and help them maintaining positive relationships in a social context that may be rejecting them. Okay, and last but not least, I want you to watch the following documentary with the title Daddy and Papa, a story of gay fathers in America. This is a Sundance and Emmy-nominated documentary that talks about gay fatherhood in 4 multiracial families. And while watching this video, you will learn more about surrogacy and foster care, but also the battle for legal adoption rights and other challenges that gay dads experience in their everyday life. And this video will help you to integrate concepts and ideas from the current lecture on diversity in parenting, and you can access the documentary via either the link in the Canvas module or directly through Jackson's Library's Canopy database. Thank you for listening, and let us know if you have questions about this lecture.